Nilagay mo na kita in mute. Hey guys, so this is my first time to do Facebook Live, having a guest. No, ever since we had a lockdown, most of the videos that I have been posting were basically in YouTube. And yesterday I did a Facebook Live, and I don't know, a lot of people were interacting, and a lot of people were having fun with it. So I decided to do another one again. So before we begin, I have a very special guest for today. Let me give you an update on what's going on in the market. So the markets was generally not as interesting anymore. No, it closed at 5651. It was down 0.29%. Value turnover 4.9 billion. Very not as high, but it's where it was also the past few weeks during the lockdown. So that's one of the things that you have to understand. And then foreigners sold again 968 million pesos worth. And if there's a commentary I would like to add into all of this, it's basically that number one, if you try to analyze everything, you'll basically see this. That if there's a commentary I would like to add into all of this, it's basically that number one, because the market has dropped massively already, then it started to rebound. But because there's no compelling reason for people to start buying further, we're at a point where we're relatively sideways. So there, and we now have people joining us. We have so just before I greet you guys, no, we're currently sideways. We haven't seen anything that could push markets higher. Even the extension of the ECQ, everyone was already factoring it in. Meaning, since everyone was already factoring it in, it was already part of the entire narrative. ECQ, the lockdown is supposed to be bad for our economy, but you didn't see the markets go down even more. So let me greet the first ones who are here. Eloisa Garay, Australia, Orlan, Israel, Israel, ISM sa YouTube, Jake, Win Spineda, Facebook, then you have Charles Candor. Thank you so much to you guys who are joining us. We have also Jake, and we also have ISM. I want to honor you guys for being part of this vlog. So, without much ado, we have a very special guest today. As in, super yaman niya. And he's an entrepreneur, and he's gonna give us his insights on business and how you can actually bounce back. Because as you all know, no, we are all going through different things. We are all going through different cycles. And if there's one thing that I do know, majority of the people in this new era, people are getting hit. People in one shape, form, or another, whether you're an employee, you're a freelancer, you are a business person, at one point, there will be a dip either in income. And we have right here, right now, the CEO of SEO Hacker. He has a very good take on the situation also, and he can help us so that somehow, some way, you all could bounce back from where you are. So, hello, Sean C, CEO of SEO Hacker. How's everything in your end?
Hi guys, thanks for having me here, Marvin. By the way guys, huwag kayo maniwala kay Marvin doon sa statement niya kanina. Hindi ako makarespond kasi nakamute ako, and hindi ako yung host, so hindi ako makapag-unmute.
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
Pero how's the lockdown? Being someone who's from the tech space, were you guys hit? Okay naman kayo? Anong nangyayari for other SMEs and other entrepreneurs like you?
Yeah, so we may be in the tech space, but we serve clients who are not in the tech space. So we're a B2B company. We manipulate search results for our clientele, and our clients range from different markets. So we have from cars, car brands, we have appliances, schools, marami. We have a lot of companies that we handle, and they have been affected. So if you look at the searches in Google for cars, for example, Toyota is one of the clients that we handle. Talagang pababa siya ng pababa as the ECQ progresses. It's not going up. Kasi cars are, a lot of cars right now are parked in the garage lang. And then the battery, is running out. Kung kailangan mo i-start twice a week, 'di ba? So for a couple of minutes, so it eats up time pa. Also, other industries like schools talagang affected. So schools, a lot of parents are opting now for homeschool. Homeschool naman is gaining traction. So there are industries that win, and then there are industries that lost or are losing. I have clients in the supplements industry naman, talagang boom yung searches nila and yung sales nila nag times 5 cause so I have this data, so I know, 'di ba? Kasi we're the ones handling their e-commerce. And then we have clients naman sa drugs industry, generic drugs. Boom din talaga yung search nila. Sobrang daming search. So there are winners and losers through this crisis. But in my case as a business owner, the difficulty is collecting. None of our clients are operating on a normal basis eh. So their finance arm, the finance department, hindi rin sila makapag-release ng cheque on time, daming delay, and a lot of them will just say na we'll just release your check after the ECQ. And that's being delayed and delayed and delayed. Unfortunately, as a business owner, I cannot tell my people na your salaries are going to be delayed and delayed and delayed din. No, we have to release, di ba? Kasi livelihoods nila is at stake eh. So, a lot of business owners dun dali because we want to support and help our people the best way we can. We still want to pay them. But how are we going to do that without earning anything? It's just going to be bleeding out. And then the clients then, a lot of them are shut down, a lot of them are not operating. So the work has also dwindled. The work has dwindled, the income has dwindled, but you have your people and you want to keep them and you want to take care of them. That's the dilemma of a lot of entrepreneurs today.
Okay, that's the dilemma, pero nandito tayo kasi alam namin ikaw makakapagbigay ng solusyon sa kanila. So this is my first question. By the way, while I'm doing this, guys, we have 160 people now live in Facebook. This is also streaming in my second channel in YouTube. By the way, for those who are watching in Facebook, I have a second channel in YouTube. It's called Marvin Gurma Podcast. So for those who are watching in YouTube, hello to all of you. This is your time to put in your questions, and then I have a set of questions for Shansi. But if you guys have any questions, put them below and we're gonna try to answer it. Shansi has allotted 5 hours for this to be able to answer your question. So here's my question, Shansi. So for those that have lost income, you mentioned that there are some that are winning, there are some that are losing. Pero what should they do right now, since some of them might baka permanently na talaga nawalan yung income nila, or there might be some also that temporary lang, when everything gets better, their income will go back. So what's your advice right now? And then they just disclose that in some portions, but majority for Metro Manila, lockdown pa rin. So what can they do?
Actually, marami nagsasabi na we're entering the new normal, di ba? In my PowerPoint this coming Friday, now we have a webinar, di ba? 2 p.m. This Friday. Check that out, guys. So one slide in my PowerPoint, I point out there that 50% of small businesses are projected to close down in the United States this year. So that's a lot because the backbone of their economy, 90% of their economy is run by small to medium businesses. If 50% does close, that's going to be a disaster for their economy. And they're already printing money right now. Gasoline prices are, at an all-time low. And it already is a disaster as it is, but if they permanently close down 50% of them, that's going to be a long-term disaster talaga. So the new normal is nothing normal. But it's already going to change everything, this crisis that we're in. And how people can adopt is, really to embrace it already, that this is how it's going to be, and to pivot, change what you're doing right now, because if what you're doing right now is not working, it's not generating the income you need, you have to learn new things. You have to grow your mind, grow your perspective, and embrace the new way of working in the economy. And a lot of the things that work right now is, mom and pop shops that produce food. The supplements industry is doing well. The online teaching and online courses, webinars. We have the logistics working right now, logistics companies and e-commerce companies working right now. So these are, and we see a lot of startups doing online groceries as well. So if you haven't thought of pivoting yet and embracing this change, you might, it might come as a surprise for you in terms of financial stability when the lockdown is over and the economy starts going again. There are going to be winners and losers. You just have to take sides. Which one do you want to be?
So siguro my question is, kung ikaw yun, if you lost everything, ano gagawin mo? Ano yung first step mo? What will you do? If for example ikaw talagang your bank account is back, your 25,000 na lang, that's what's left in everything. In your own personal capacity, what will be your style? And I know it will be different for everyone, pero baka they might get something from yung angking galing na isang Shansi.
Well, you're taking that question, as a whole. I would first consider what are the things that I can do to serve others, because business is serving a demand. Business is serving a demand. If you can serve a demand, you have a business, and you just have to figure out how to make that demand pay you back. So if you have a demand that pays you back, that means you have customers. If you have customers, you have a business. So with the 25,000 in my bank account, I would try to figure out what is something that I can do to serve others and make money out of it. And then if I've figured it out, and for me, that's of course, in my capacity as a digital marketer, doing SEO, running ads, and also doing talks and webinars. That's going to be my route. And I don't need to spend a lot of money to start that up. I'm going to divide that 25,000 to, running ads, hiring someone to do the website, or maybe do it myself. Kahit di siya ganun kaganda, might be ugly, but if it works, if people can transact in there, then it works. We just have to be
Capacity as a
strapped.
digital marketer, doing SEO, running ads, and
We
also
have to
doing talks and webinars.
we have to make sure that we're saving up that entire 25,000 and to only spend it do sa mga talagang kailangan, yung kailangan na kailangan mong gumastos to save time and effort or to hire someone na hindi mo kayang gawin. So, you have your eyes, your ears, you have your brain. Invest in your mind during this time. Invest in your mind because someday if you are not cash rich and you're down to your last 25,000, as Marvin has mentioned, it is this what you know that you can make money out of.
Okay, amazing answer. And I have another set of questions, pero there's some questions ready here. Galing kay Marvin Exiha. What's your thought on crowdfunding? So
Crowdfunding. So, ikaw yung magka-crowdfund or ikaw yung magfa-fund or ikaw yung
well,
magpapa-fund?
we can answer. Siguro Marvin, can you give us more details on it? Pero siguro what you can do is number one, kung ikaw yung nangangailangan ng pera, you're asking for funding, and ikaw rin yung mag-i-invest doon. What are the things that people need to consider for it?
Well, I am a funder of, software in crowdfunding, and I have stuff that I have crowdfunded then here at home, like this little time tracking cube that I have. I'm one of the early funders of this. So this helps me track time just by shifting the cube. And basically crowdfunding works. But if you want to make it work for you, you're asking people to fund your idea, you have to market it well. So you have to spend money in the marketing, running ads, shooting the videos, creating the videos, making sure that the videos really speak to your target market who would want to fund your idea. It's also a lot of work. There are companies that are dedicated to just creating a marketing plan for crowdfunding, believe it or not. So it is a lot of work, but if you are able to hit your target amount in the crowdfunding campaign, then you get all that money and you can jumpstart your idea off the ground.
Okay, pero some questions off of that. Regulations wise, is it already accepted here in the Philippines? And second is how do they get it? Do they magpo-post lang sila sa networks nila to be able to get the funding, or do you suggest a platform where they actually do it also? And then siguro follow-up question, dun naman sa magbibigay ng pera, what are the measures naman na protected yung pera nila, and then how do they earn from it also?
So magbibigay ng pera, unahin na natin yun, is you get the item supposedly. But there are no regulations of surety. May mga finanda ko before na wala nangyari. I just lost that money. And so if you're gonna fund using a crowdfunding platform, you have to have that mindset that it's money you're willing to lose. And that's because it's a startup eh. They're trying to get that idea off the ground. And you're becoming a part of that startup not as an equity holder, but as an early adopter. That's what crowdfunding is. So the advantage for you is you get the item, the product or the service early on, and you get to enjoy it early on, or you get a lifetime deal out of, if the software is monthly, you get a lifetime deal. I have a lifetime deal with Webinar Ninja and they're charging monthly now. So I get to enjoy that lifetime deal. I'm an early crowdfunder of Webinar Ninja. That's why I use it for my webinars. So that is if you're a funder, but if you're the one asking to fund, well, you have a lot of platforms you can use. You can use Indiegogo or Kickstarter. The two most popular platforms. Are there regulations here in the Philippines? I know there are a couple of crowdfunding companies here that started up, but if you just want to get an idea off the ground, then just use those platforms that are already out there. Kickstarter and Indiegogo will deposit the money directly in your PayPal or bank account naman eh. So that money is secure. As long as you hit your crowdfunding goal, that money is yours. But if you don't hit it, they'll absorb the money. So that's how they make money naman.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I hope that answered your question, Marvin Banico Exiha. Now, we have a question from Sarah Lynn Santiago. I'm an online freelancer, many chatbot developer. I don't know what that is. Maybe you can explain it also to people.
Yeah.
Do you think mas mahirap po ba yung competition ngayon?
Sarah, first of all, that is very interesting because ManyChat is something that we have used and it is very popular with Lazada sellers actually. So Marvin, heads up doon, ManyChat is a chatbot that you can integrate with your Facebook and people can ask the bot questions and you have answers laid out depending on the keywords that they type in. So it's a company from India, I think. Yeah, an Indian-owned company. And Sarah, who asked the question, is a developer. Now, online freelancer, do you think mas mahirap yung competition ngayon? Yes, definitely, because a lot of people, unfortunately, have been laid off. A lot of them, sadly, no? Or quit their jobs, could be. And they opted for freelancing. So I think that the market is very competitive right now, and also because the demand for freelancers have shrunk. That is because a lot of companies are, trying to save cash. Eh, hindi na nga nila mabayaran yung employees nila, mag-hire pa sila ng freelancer. So, it's a very competitive landscape. This is why a lot of people are opting to cling to their jobs. At least you have security that after the lockdown, you have work, you have income, and you have a place to go back to.
Ang lungkot naman nun. May tanong, medyo malungkot yung my question is this. So, if you think it's a crowded market, what's your tip for people so that they can survive naman, that they will do somehow better when all of this is said and done?
Well, I think the best advice I can give is lower your pride and, do work that is available. And a lot of the work that's available could be with the e-commerce logistics side. That's, delivering goods and, really this, I know it's grunt work, but that's work that's available and you can make money out of that. The freelance industry, they will hire the best of the best. If companies are smart, they're gonna hire the best of the best. And if you're not at that level, they're just not gonna hire because companies are saving cash right now. They're trying to save money. They would rather pay themselves first pay their suppliers first, and pay their, of course, their employees first. Then pay freelancers.
Mm, mm. Got it. Very, very good. So low, or I guess you have to be also resilient. You have to be innovative. You have to also, if there's a lot of competition here, try to find and develop areas where wala masyadong either wala masyadong kalaban or there's something new. And I've been saying this in a lot of videos, Sean, that yung mga ibang businesses ngayon na nagsa-start na no one would ever think na mangyayari, but because of the pandemic nangyayari siya, like babayaran mo siya kasi pipila siya sa'yo, siya pupunta sa Mercury, and someone has been doing, and they charge 300 pesos, pupunta naman talaga sila sa Mercury drugstore to begin with, and then they're asking people, oh, gusto niyo magpasabay, bili kayo sa akin, ganun. So
Yeah.
they get revenues off of that. So kung tingin nyo, freelancer ka, and then it's a bit hard to get payment or to get a job or to get a new stream of revenue, I guess the next best thing is yung madami tayo ngayon, lahat is free time eh. You can use your free time right now. As you have your free time, use that, maximize that, leverage that to either see other opportunities out there. Like sabi ni Sean kanina, yung hanapin niya, he will try to find ways, no? He will try to find kung ano yung kailangan ng mga tao. And if I'll narrow it down, kung ano yung mga kailangan ng tao, number one, is takot mga tao lumabas. They don't want to be infected. They want at least lesser exposure as possible. Number two is they like basic necessities right now. Obvious naman na siya, kita mo siya, Mother's Day celebration, yung mga post sa picture sa Instagram, puro luto. Meaning, mas malaki yung demand sa grocery items, agricultural produce, than people eating out kasi hindi rin naman talaga pwede lumabas yung mga tao. Pero that's the shift on the demand. So you just try to find ano yung mga pwede mong makita from that perspective. And if you try to find and address a need that's there, I think that's where your money will be, because businesses is always you trying to find a problem and building solutions on top of all of that. So there. I'll answer this lang. Tanong ni Henry Macalya, no? Hello sir, advice nga sa stock market today, is it the best time to buy na? Henry, I posted a lot of videos on YouTube posting different scenarios. If you're an investor, you're a position trader, you're a quick trader, you're a dividend investor, on how you can buy. So you can just check it. It's in my first channel, Marvin Grimo. Different scenarios there. Even if you're investing in mutual funds and index funds, we also have scenarios for you there. So it will be better explained there because it's lengthier, and we've above and beyond me, we've placed other people sharing their own ideas as well. So next question. This is something that I created naman a question. As a business and as a company, Sean, if the lockdown continues up until next year, what will you do? What's your plan? How will you somehow get by also? By the way, while Sean is thinking of the answer, kung may mga pabati kayo, put them also in the comment section and I'll flash it as well. Kung may crush kayo, okay lang din. Okay, go, Sean. If the lockdown continues until next year, what is your battle plan?
We have to pivot a lot of the people in the company to something that would produce money. So it could be creating digital assets. I have a short course about creating digital assets to sell online. So I teach there about how you can create a digital asset like an ebook, a white paper, a short video, or a short course, and integrate it with PayPal. Super simple. Just get the PayPal link and you can start selling online. So that works. I've sold a couple of actually, I do sell every day in my website. I sell my ebook, I sell my book. My second book is coming out. It's going to be an ebook version first as well. And I generate revenue passively because I have a lot of stuff every day that's just out there. It's searchable. So we are going to pivot a lot of the people in my team. I have pivoted some already actually in to help me out in building my site where I teach these things. So that's sean.c/masterclass. And our webinar for Friday is also there in that site. And we do accept all sorts of payment methods like GrabPay, GCash, debit card, credit card, PayPal, and bank deposit. So there's no payment friction there. People can pay easily. and join our webinar. Our webinar is just 850 pesos. And imagine the value that we're gonna be giving there. Kung may natutunan kayo guys dito sa Facebook Live na to, sobrang dami naming sasabihin doon na hindi namin usually sinishare sa mga Facebook Live kasi pinaghirapan talaga namin yung PowerPoints namin doon, and we really prepared that for you. So we have the PowerPoint slide that's going to be downloadable there. We have an online secret community that we're going to invite you in. And we have, a lot of stuff that we're going to be teaching and giving people away. And
Okay, so
scaling this up is important. So that's why I'll transition part of my team to this, because if this generates revenue compared to my B2B right now, which is we're not collecting, that's the problem. So assuming we're not going to be collecting for a long while, or we're going to be collecting super konti lang, we're going to shift them to something that's generating cash flow.
Got it. So, for those who want to enroll in Shansi's webinar, para we can send you the details, put it in the comment section na lang, I want Shansi or Shansi, and then we're gonna send the details to you. So we have Edison, sabi niya, hello, he's a newbie daw. Hello to you, Edison. Elaine Rosario, can you be both my mentors? Shansi, super mentor yan. Sobrang madami kayo matutunan kasi sobrang yaman.
Actually, we are going to be your mentors if you're on the webinar this Friday. That's one of the things that we offer, Marvin and I. So you get both of us for 850 pesos.
ako mamibigay ko din, pwede tayo maglaro sa Battle.net, StarCraft 2. If you guys are into StarCraft 2, comment below. Anyways, here's another question. Casimir Pampo. Given the situation right now, COVID-19, what are some of the online opportunities to earn while you are working a full-time job, working from home? So you mentioned some already, pero si Casimir, she did not mention kung ano yung skill set niya. So, siguro I want to make it very generic. Paano yung mga tao na wala masyadong specific skill? So magbibigay na ako ng tip ko para mabawasan para mas mahirap yung sagot mo. They can teach English online, and I've been saying this, that this is one of the easiest things that people can do kasi lahat ng Pilipino magaling mag-English. They can easily teach it to Chinese and Koreans also. So that's one way that right off the bat, madaming Pilipino meron na kagad silang pwedeng puntahan kagad na pwede nilang gawin. So that's one. Number two, they can go to Carousel and they can sell stuff na hindi nila kailangan sa bahay. Sell those stuff. And number three, I mentioned it already, hanap sila ng pwede nilang i-wholesale na pangangailangan ng mga tao. For example, coffee filter. Nagkakahirapan ng coffee filter ngayon. Wala akong coffee filter. So kung you're a person na you live in a condo, buy a lot, then sell it isa-isa sa condo nyo. Madami mga Viber group. There's a lot of things that are sold via Viber groups right now. But again, we're not here to hear my advice. We're here to hear Shansi's advice. So take it away, Sean.
I'm actually looking for here. Can I share my screen?
Hindi ko alam paano. Guys, first time ko pala.
Pero
pwede
before I go there, bigyan kita ng tip, bro. Naka-cold brew ako ngayon. So, hindi kailangan ng filter. If you have cold brew and you can order this from Lazada, just grind the bean and then put it on the cold brew maker. Steep it in the ref for 24 to 48 hours.
Hindi ako ma-cold brew kasi si Ivan, yung ma-cold brew ako, hindi masyado I like it, I like it.
Maamoy.
Anyways, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. All right, there we go. So if you guys can see this, me and my team, we created an ebook, the top 9 ways to make money during a lockdown. I'm not gonna go through the entire thing to bore you, because you can download this online. So I have the URL somewhere. I just have to remember where. So we have e-commerce, drop shipping, Google AdSense, which is ads you can place in your website if you have a website. If you don't have a website, I teach how to create your website from scratch, buy a domain name, set up your hosting. I do have a course coming out. It's a 7-module course. It's coming out. Sell your own products. If you can create products at home, you can bake, A lot of people are producing food and beverage right now from home and selling it. That's something you can do. Marvin mentioned teaching online. Podcasting is something that I do to make you can make money from that as well. You can do logistics, delivery, or fulfillment, which I mentioned earlier. You can do trading like Marvin does, making millions every day out of this. You can do consultancy work. There are companies that are open abroad if you have certain certifications or you are an expert or a thought leader in something. You can offer your consultations for them. Assuming, because not all countries are in lockdown. The lockdown is not simultaneous to all countries naman eh. If we're done with the lockdown, some countries are still in lockdown, some countries are out of lockdown na, and right now we're still on lockdown. So the countries that are out of lockdown and their economies are recovering already, then you can sell your consultation to them. So I'm gonna look for the URL for this and I'm gonna share it with you. But for now, you could download this resource and go through the entire thing yourself. It's free. I don't charge for.
So basically, nawala si Sean, inexit niya yung sarili niya. I don't know ba't siya nawala. Sabi, Sean, you're not supposed to exit yourself no during the call. So let's see if he comes back on the live. Nagulat ako, I got lost, no. So anyways, what Shanti was saying is to make it simple, no. What she
Sorry,
was doing is,
naligaw ako.
pinagdag mo,
Naligaw ako, guys. Sorry.
Oh.
Hindi ko na, hindi, yung directions mali.
Oo nga. That's unacceptable. I'm not satisfied with your service here. Anyways, madaming pinakita si Sean doon about food, no? And a lot of people miss eating out. And I've seen a lot of friends, or not even friends, some people then it just pops up on my Facebook feed. Na suddenly nagbe-bake sila, magaling sila maggawa ng seafood, and they're selling it in Facebook and they deliver and they make money off of it. So pwede rin ganun eh. Baka magaling ka sa isang bagay na kailangan ng isang tao na kainin, from pastries to cakes to food. Especially Mother's Day. May kilala ako, sold out sila Mother's Day kasi a lot of people wanted to celebrate with their mothers, and then they earned a lot off of it also. So ganun lang yun.
So where can I share the URL pala, bro?
You need to go to Facebook and then put the comment, or send it to me, then I'll put it sa private chat and then I'll put it na lang. I'll put it there. Okay, anyways, si Israel sabi niya, napakape ako sa usapang kape. Then you have Ampol John Rapinan. Paano ko malalaman kung legit yung online broker newbie here? I have a lot of videos on that, no. You can go to philippinestockexchange.com, Philippine Stock Exchange main website. Tas nakalagay doon lahat ng online trading participants nila na medyo legit. Na medyo legit. Everyone that's listed there is already considered legit because they're in the Philippine Stock Exchange website. So that's how direct and how easy you can actually see it. We have a question from Arcangel Rex. Hello. If you have a DSLR and some random photos, you can sell stock photos. I agree. To Imgur or Shutterstock. Also, if you know how to design or make icons, you can make icon packs and sell it in Icons 8 or other website. That's very, very true. So madami. And that's very, very prevalent right now sa mga wedding photographers. Kasi walang wedding, walang expos, walang events, walang ways for them to be able to sell or to be able to share their service to a lot of people. And that's why you have stock photos. You can also send it there, or you can sell it there, and people will download it, and you can make money off of that. So one of the things that's very, very important right now is, habang nangyayari lahat to, is you just have to be creative. You just have to find ano yung mga opportunities na pwede mong pagkuhanan ng revenue. So what's important right now is at least dapat may pumapasok na pera, may pumapasok na cash sa inyo. Kasi kung walang pumapasok, I think that's where magkaka-problem later on. It's very, very important for you to be able to stand. It's very, very important for you to be liquid. So there's a question from Sarah Lynn Santiago, interested sa webinar. Sige, we'll send the link na lang right after this. So
I just
you guys can join. Si Magel Miguel Anclote. Hello, sir. Is it okay to open US stocks right now? I've been saying this in all of the videos that I've been saying or been making that you always invest based on what your skills are. So if your intention is to build a skill right now to learn the US markets, then okay. The difference between the US markets is for some reason, sobrang taas ang unemployment nila, pero a lot of people are still uh, the market's still up in spite of a lot of what people regard as bad economic data. Pero yun that's how, because there's a lot of money moving in, the US Fed just keeps on printing money. As long as they keep on printing money, tuloy-tuloy yung saya na nangyayari sa US government, tuloy-tuloy yung may pupuntahan yung pera and it has to go somewhere. So that somewhere is the stock market, that somewhere are paper assets, that somewhere are bonds also. So there. Sean, since we are in something that's so unfamiliar to a lot of people, this is one of the questions I sent to you. What do you think, kunyari you're a person who's struggling right now, what's the biggest money mistake na pwedeng mangyari sa kanila when this is all happening? Now, you've been hit already, may nangyayari na, what's the worst thing that they could do with their money right now?
Well, the worst thing you could do is, for example, you have investments in stocks and hindi pa siya nagproduce ng fruit. You know, negative ka pa, pero kinailangan mo yung pera, tapos ipo-pull out mo or pinull out mo yung, policy mo sa life insurance mo, hindi pa siya mature, pinull out mo na siya kasi kailangan mo yung pera. Don't make a short-term crisis a long-term disaster, because doing these things financially will penalize you long-term. If you pull out your life insurance policy, you are exposed. You're vulnerable when something happens to you, and anything could happen to you. In a crisis, you get exposed to the virus. We don't know. Only God knows. But what we do know is if you pull your policy out, you're not covered anymore. And same thing, if you pull out an investment in the stock market, which has not produced profit for you, you get penalized for that. So I'm going to repeat that phrase lang. Don't let short-term crisis be a long-term disaster.
What's the worst mistake that you've ever done in terms of money and business? I don't know if it's something when you started or it's something that happened along the way. Ano yung the reason why I'm asking, baka may mga tao na yun, kala nila they're at their worst right now, but baka may napagdaanan ka na mas malala na ma-encourage sila na si Sean, no, nakatalbog doon ngayon, sobrang yaman niya. And if you, for those who are in YouTube and for those who are in Facebook, hoping that if you're learning from this, super appreciate it if you can subscribe and also like, so that this comes out to more Filipinos as well. So Sean, biggest mistake ever?
I didn't get Marvin as my stockbroker.
I'm not even a stockbroker.
I'm just joking. No, Marvin is not for hire now. He's too rich not to but yeah, so biggest mistake would be to hire the wrong people. You hire one wrong person, it costs you 10 times their salary. And I have hired a lot of wrong people, and that's because our hiring process before was not good. So when our hiring process would be 2-step lang, HR tapos ako, and I'm really a bad person to interview someone because I trust people too much. I trust too much. That's both my strength and my weakness. So I allowed a lot of turkeys and snakes in my door in my business that cost me a lot of money. But one story that I remember when I was in crisis, and I shared this in my webinar Leading Through Crisis, is when I was down to my last 10,000 pesos and I had 13 people to pay. So that was really a big crisis for me kasi sabi ko, saan ko kunin yung pera? Well, I could loan from the bank, which I have never done during that time. And medyo kabado ako dun because may interest. And then I've never loaned from my friends and family as well kasi nakakahiya naman. And, ayoko masira pag hindi ko sila mabayaran. So I had little choices that I like, and I went down on my knees and prayed. And I really, mangiyak-ngiyak na talaga ako noon kasi sabi ko, paano pabayaran mga tao ko? And that's because this big TV station TV network in the Philippines did not pay us for 10 months. No?
Oh!
Matagal kaming hindi binayaran. And hindi ko in-expect yun kasi medyo startup pa kami noon eh. So malaking bagay sa akin yung money na yun. But when I prayed, when I went down on my knees and prayed, then suddenly someone called and it's my high school friend. Sabi niya, Sean, refer kita. May tatawag sa'yo mamaya. Non-profit company. Australian na non-profit company sa Ortigas. So sabi ko, thank you. Thank you. But I really didn't think too much about that kasi sinabi niya non-profit eh. So non-profit, alam mo na pag sinabing non-profit, yung budget maliit or gusto X deal, mababa, and matagal yung usapan. Hindi yan magiging 1 week, 2 weeks. Matagal yan, mga 3 months yan. So that company called later that day and they wanted to set a meeting immediately. We met and in 2 weeks, the deal was closed. And it was a 6-figure check and they paid prepaid. So that was a miracle. I would never forget that happening in my life because grabe yun, critical moment yun. Pero I really looked at all my options na eh. Uutang na ba ako sa bangko? Uutang na ba ako sa parents ko? Sa friends ko? Kasi I cannot not pay my people. Right? As an entrepreneur, you always put them first. You pay yourself last. You're the first one in the door, you're the last to get out, and you're the last to get paid. That's the life of an entrepreneur. You traded 40-hour work week for an 80-hour work week. No? So, I cannot not pay them. But I really exhausted all of my options first. If ever walang miracle na nangyari, God did not intervene to help me because He wanted something better, maybe for me to learn a lesson there. Then I had plan B, plan C, plan D, and I was willing to do it. So I think that's the biggest, the lowest time in terms of my finances that I've been, except for this crisis that happened.
Pero kinabahan ka ba nun? 10,000 na lang natitira sa pera nyo, tapos hindi ka binibigyan.
Mangiyak-ngiyak ako nun, bro. Mangiyak-ngiyak talaga ako nun. Kasi I cannot not pay my people. I have to pay them.
What happened? How did you, nasingil nyo pa or di na kayo nabayaran? How, did you wait for them to pay you or what, you just moved on from it? Oh, sige, ganito na lang. Baka there might be some people here na naniningil din sa, I don't know, sa people na meron silang receivables from pero hindi sila binabayaran. What do you suggest? Paglaban nila na mabayaran sila or they just move on and find the next sale na lang?
It depends on how big the amount is. And it depends on the reputation of that payer. So this TV station already had a notorious reputation about paying late. I just didn't know that it was that late, like 10 months. And I kept on talking with my contact there, someone you also know, to help me out. And he did his best, I would say. Super. And I really appreciate that. And the pay was released after 10 months, but I had to keep on going back to that TV station. And the final draw was I sent them a demand letter na. Kasi ipit ako eh. I had to do it. I had to do my due diligence. It was the right thing for me to do naman. Because they really owed me money. We did work for them. And we produced results for them. So I sent the demand letter that really expedited everything. Now, I don't know if ganun talaga yung internal policy nila na hintayin niya magka-demand letter. I don't know, really. But after I sent that, a week after, done. And they paid it all, lump sum. So that was really good.
So the answer is it depends kung gaano kalaki yung kailangan mo singilin. Pero what if it's doon na nakasalalay lahat also? You're pegging on that yun na yung sweldo mo. Or madaming tao din na isa lang yung major client nila, then lahat maliliit na that it won't be enough.
Okay, first and foremost, that is a really bad position to be in. If you have one big client that your entire business is trying to live off on, that is a really bad position to be in. You have one big egg in one basket. If you lose that egg, you're gone. You have to diversify your eggs. You have to have better to have a lot of small to medium eggs in your basket and a couple of big eggs than have really one giant egg there. I would never want to be in that position na isa lang yung client ko na super laki. I would never want to be in that position. Monopolized ka ng client na yun. You're at their beck and call. You're at their mercy. And who wants to be a slave, di ba? So, but,
Ako, I'm
you
a
know,
slave to love. I'm a slave to love. Sobra.
aren't we all? Aren't we all? So, I would say if that's where you are in, do everything you can, everything in your power. You talk with your clients, you talk with that client, maybe send a demand letter, and you have to talk with your people who among you are willing to, have a pay cut or delay the pay. This is my situation. Be open and honest about it. And if you need to borrow money from your friends and family, do it. Kasi I was there eh. And it was something talaga that I was considering na eh, to do that eh. Kasi I cannot not pay my people. I have to pay them. I put them first. Even today, even with my team now, I have a team of 50 now. Nung time na yun, 13 lang. I have a team of 50 people. I cannot not pay them. I have to pay them. I have to support them to make sure that they're going to be able to eat. So, yeah, do
Got it.
everything you can.
There's a question here from YouTube, no, from May Singson. To all my YouTube subscribers, thank you sa mga nag-YouTube. Pero nasa Facebook din tayo ngayon. No? Bihira lang ako mag-Facebook, pero mahal ko rin yung mga nasa Facebook. Anyways, May Singson, yung webinar this Friday ba, is it one time only or is it recorded for those who cannot join?
It is recorded. Ang maganda dito sa webinar namin, May, is we're gonna record it, and then if you join, if you still, buy the webinar, because you can buy it using the URL that I put in Facebook. O nga, no? Paano kaya yung YouTube, well, hindi na nakuha yung link.
Also, it's gonna come out. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you get that webinar now, and so you're gonna be enrolled, ang mangyayari, you can ask your questions ahead. You can email it to us, and we'll answer them live doon. And then that's recorded so that the replay you can watch on demand. So anytime you want to watch it on your time, nagda-drive ka, you're at home,
Wala nagda-drive ngayon.
diba? Meron, bro, may traffic pa rin.
Okay, meron ba? Hindi ako not familiar. Okay.
Meron pa rin. Pero ako rin, di ako lumalabas. But my driver tells. Because my driver helps me with all of the errands eh. Okay. So, he tells me na traffic sir, sa ganito. So, yeah. May mga laman.
Amazing son. Yeah. Kahit wala ka live, you can watch it on the replay. May tanong si Edison, no? Pero para sa akin yung tanong. Pero Edison, this session is really for Shansi, but let's answer it anyway. Sabi ni Edison, if I may ask, how old were you when you started? How much was your capital? Thank you for responding. I posted a lot of videos on this, pero to answer your question, I was around 22 years old at that time. Then what I did, for those who don't know the backstory, I started mutual funds first. Then I was watching my mutual funds every day. Then as I was watching my mutual funds every day, that's when I started putting in money. If I remember it was less than 50,000 pesos. I think between 25 to 50,000. Pero please remember this. Pag 50,000, hindi siya magiging 10 million. The goal is, once I got my footing, I just kept on adding. So I kept adding from, syempre, kung may salary ka or kung may extra sources of income ka, you keep on putting. And the tip I could give you, Edison, is when you make money from stocks, wag mo rin tanggalin. You just keep on adding it up so your base gets bigger. The technique in the market is your volume should be bigger. It's not, the gains are amazing. It's okay to focus on gains, but it's better to focus on volume. It's better having 100 million pesos earning 10% than 1 million pesos earning 100%. It's always a volume game. The stock market is about maximizing what you have. So there. I hope I answered your question. Eto, business question. Tanong ni, wow, it's a very, very long name. I'm Fanters Christopher Pangan. Sir, startup milk tea business ni Mrs. Palugid na agad because of the crisis. What's your advice? I have an answer, but you can give your answer after this. My first tip is, I've seen a lot of people sell milk tea online. So you can do that also. You can pivot. Yung kailangan mo lang na skill doon is you really need to, number one, market it na makita ng mga tao. So either Instagram, Facebook, you do ads. Kung hindi ads, you ako kung problema na ako sa business ngayon, I'm gonna do everything that I can na lahat na nasa Viber ko, lahat na nasa WhatsApp ko, I will send them the link on how they can join. I will send them as much pictures as I can. Kasi yung kailangan mo lang ilagay doon effort kailangan mo lang ilagay doon pawis, kailangan mo lang ilagay doon sisipagan mo lang kung may 10,000 ka na napadalhan, meron kang 100 na nakuha, that's a win already kesa zero. So that's what I'll do. I'll try to find as much means as possible to sell it online na either to grab na it gets delivered or if may means ka to have it delivered, may ways pa rin eh. Yung mag-shift lang ngayon is walang magda-dine in, wala masyadong physically na pupunta doon pero may mag-order pa rin. And siguro second thing that I can do is since skeletal kayo, so you will still have some of your overhead costs there, but if you have ways to limit your expenses, that would be very, very good sana. Sean.
Yeah, same. That's actually exactly what I will answer. You can sell it online. If you're the one brewing it, it's your own brand. Fantastic because you can lower the price. Considering wala kang binabayarang rent, pwede mong palitan yung presyo konti. Mas mura yung milk tea mo. Magmamahal lang doon sa logistics. But, you can have Lalamove or GrabPay and then ang gawin mo na lang, i-package mo na lang siya if they're gonna be ordering, 3 or 4 milk teas, make it cheaper kasi isang logistics lang in for you. So, be creative in these things, in your pricing model, in your packaging, in your bundles. That will really help out. But it shouldn't be palugi kasi your business is milk tea, which has demand right now. My wife loves to drink milk tea and, she orders from time to time to have it delivered here. And people are buying that.
Galing. And I follow one of your employees in Instagram. Talagang dinakad pa niya para makuha niya yung milk tea niya. Kasi alam ko, in BF yata may mga restrictions on where you could possibly go. Anyways, si Dave Russell Lee is asking, should we grab some opportunities for real estate right now? Those that are undervalued. Sige, Sean muna din ang answer.
I'm not a real estate expert, but if the valuation in that location is good and there are promises of future development, definitely. But if it's going to penalize you in terms of the interest, because the interest rates now are still not at an all-time low, and if your income is not you're not making a lot of money, tapos babayaran mo yung interest niyon, baka masakal ka doon. So it depends on your financial capability, but if you can buy it straight up cash, definitely.
Sean nailed it already. No, if the deal is so good, then sayang naman, you will get upside from that. You could possibly sell it when everything also recovers. Pero if you don't have the money, you don't have the capacity to pay. So kahit anong opportunity na meron dun, you're not supposed to grab it. You're not supposed to grab every opportunity if it's gonna hurt you even more. So, but if you have the cash, talagang meron ka na set aside na money to take advantage of those opportunities, then go for it. Pero what I'll do right now is, I think we're still too early, no? There will be more and more opportunities later on where there might be some people talaga na they might need to liquidate it. By the way, no, when people say they liquidate it, it doesn't mean na palugi sila. Baka pwedeng bumili sila ng condo ng 5 million, then 9 million na yung value niya ngayon, tapos they're nagmamadali, they're gonna sell it at 7, they're gonna sell it at 7.5. So they're selling it lower than the market price, but kita pa rin sila. So something like that, because you have to understand the context of where we are. Real estate prices, because of FOGO, have really gone up. That's why those who bought really early, even though they sell at whatever price that's lower from the current market price, they will still earn. So may isa pang question si David Russell Lee, but I'll try to go for more people. Also, we'll try to go to as much people as possible. Si Israel from YouTube naman. Thank you, Sir Marvin, for making the lockdown productive by helping us learn and act despite of the situation. Israel, punta ka sa first channel ko, bagsak naman. Joke lang. But I hope I'm glad that you are learning. Si May Singson noted, and thank you. Si Dave Russell again. If we have excess funds now to allocate to an investment product, what should it be? Top index funds, bond funds, undervalued real estate lots. The answer to parang naging Ask Marvin to, naging investment related questions. Guys, please send your questions, especially for Sean C, yung sobrang galing na entrepreneur at na millionaire at 22 years old, CEO at 22. So
Hindi
send
ako
your
millionaire.
and you are liking this, comment, like, subscribe, share, watch party, whatever. So to answer that question, for me, if you want growth, then it might be better to look for the ones that are variable. Index. If you're asking me index funds versus bond funds, you may growth will be index funds over the long term. Bond funds, if your timeline is very very long, it won't grow as fast versus index funds. If you're analyzing real estate versus lots, depende pa rin. Depende on the upside. You have to know what you're buying, and then you have to know the upside. It's not just being biased on a particular asset, but it will be dependent on the upside. So, I may like the stock market, pero kung may nagbenta sa akin ng condo dito sa BGC na 2 million, alam ko sobrang laki ng upside doon. So, I will go for that. Always go for what you know and what will give you the best upside. Ayan, so si Sarah Lynn Santiago just bought the webinar. She'll join us daw for Friday. So, there. Sim- Simpson ko, thumbs up lang yung sinabi. MJ Isidro, do you have podcast na? Wala pa eh. All I have is YouTube. So please subscribe and smash that bell so you get updated. So YouTube pa lang ako eh. YouTube. Shansi has a podcast. It's called Leadership Stack. You can put it, Sean, sa Facebook so I can share it here sa screen. But he has si Shansi yung meron. It's called Leadership Stack. He interviews a lot of people about leadership naman. So, there's a tech-related question. Acosta Paulo, you answer it na lang, Sean. Is it safe to invest in Bitcoin? Yan, sakto. Tech guy, fintech, digital currencies. Go.
Personally, I'm not invested in Bitcoin and I haven't followed it for a long time. So I think, Marvin, you'd be a better person to answer that. Safe, I would not say it's safe because it really fluctuates a lot. If you look at the stock market fluctuation, it fluctuates a lot less than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, the basis or the fundamentals for it is still not as solid as a company stock. So I think if you ask your question to answer your question about safe, I don't think it's safe. But if you're willing, if you have money you're willing to lose, you want to play it big, then go for it. That's what I think about it.
Great answer, Sean. No? Yung very, very interesting dito is I think the hesitation for people sa Bitcoin is it's still too early. They don't know what will be something that will be used. If there's one thing that I can ask you to research on, China just produced their own cryptocurrency. So they're backing a new cryptocurrency. So they will be one of the first governments that's backing something. I think it's their move also to go and deviate from the US dollar. No? So you can research on that, because if there's something that Bitcoin lacks is madaming governments in the world that are not yet accepting it so far. So watch that, because China is trying to make a push. They want to be the biggest economy in the world. No? So I think it's their move to detach themselves from the US government. So you can look at that. If you're asking me about Bitcoin, I do have Bitcoin, but it's also money that what Shansi said, that kung mag-zero siya, okay lang sa akin. Tanggap ko na mag-zero siya. It's something that if it goes to a lower amount, I'm okay with it. It's not really my core position. So sa investing, what you can do is you can have a core position, regardless if it's real estate, stocks, dividend stocks, it's your trading, gold, or your business. You have to have a core position. Then you have others that will just support that core position. So parang ganun. Parang sa StarCraft, meron Tempest, tapos may mga nakasabay na ibang mga doon that will support your main crew. So something like that.
Can I comment on that? Guys, ako wala akong
Sige.
money willing to lose. Pero si Marvin marami. Marami raw siyang Bitcoin.
Grabe ka. Sobrang yaman mo na kasi. Okay, you have Leo Di Maala, follower daw siya. So you have there's a question. I hope it's a question. Hi, Sir Marvin and Sean. Thank you for all the videos and making the lockdown very productive. Question lang po. If you have an investment in real estate, but because of COVID, you lost your job, do you continue the investment or you resell? Go, Sean. What's your answer to that?
If you're going to have the loan just to continue the investment, I would resell it. That's what would personally do, because your exposure to financial risk is going to be too high if you're going to loan for paying a real estate investment. Kasi the real estate investment that you did right now, it's still a payable. Eh. It's not yet an asset. It becomes an asset if you can sell it, or if you own it already, which is right now, it's not yet. So it's a payable. And if you're going to take on another loan, which is another payable, to pay for that loan, it's a double it's a double whammy that you're putting yourself in between of. And if it doesn't pull off, and we're looking at a 12 to 18 month time frame for this new normal to resolve. So I think that's a huge risk that you're exposing yourself to if you're going to continue the investment using another loan. Kaya if it was me, I would pay it off. I would resell it.
Mm.
But if you have the money to just, pay off the entire thing, then just, pay it outright cash na. Or the best thing for you to do right now, figure out a way to make money in this new economy. And there's a lot of ways to make money. You just have to learn, keep on investing in your mind. That's why we have the webinar this Friday. We're going to teach some new stuff there, stuff that we have never taught yet. And invest this in this mind of yours. It's super powerful. You can make a lot of money from it, maybe more than what you were getting when you had your job. So that's my advice.
Ako, no, depende kung nasan ka eh. If you don't have by the way, we're still answering Cox Espino's question, kung nawalan ng trabaho, you need to ask yourself, how many months will I last na walang trabaho na kaya ko pa rin siyang suportahan? So if the answer is you cannot support it, you will have to sell. Kasi I assume, kunyari, you already took out a loan. If you already took out a loan, kung hindi mo mabayaran yan, you will have bad credit, and that's hard to take out. So better protect yourself than kung ma-blacklist ka sa bank, it will be a stain on your record for a very, very long time, and you don't want that. Yung problema lang doon is if you sell it now, not a lot of people will be buying also, or you won't be able to sell it at its market price. Or an alternative is, kung hindi ka naman doon nakatira or extra siya or may pwede kang lipatan, you can have that rented out. But I don't know the entire scenario kung doon ka talaga nakatira. No? Kung doon ka nakatira, I don't know how big it is, no? But to give you I'm just giving you some ideas. Pwede mong gawin, kunyari it's 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, parent mo isang room. So somehow it chips off some of the amortization that you might be paying, or ganon. You can find ways on how you can be creative off of that. Or I will try to find ways on how I can maximize it on kung paano ko pa siya pwedeng pagkakitaan. So baka pwedeng ganun na alternative. Pero worst comes to worst, kung wala ka na talagang choice, you may have to sell it. It might be a bit challenging though. Pero kung ako rin yun nandun, Sean said it also, I'll find a way, number one, to generate more income. Kasi at least I would know, no, kung ilan yung kailangan kong habulin in terms of me paying it. I hope that answered your question, Cox Espino. You have Dave Russell. Thank you, Sir Sean and Sir Marvin. Helpful as always. Thank you for making us productive during this lockdown. So if you guys want to join Sean C's webinar this Friday, comment, I want Sean C, and we're going to send you the link after.
It's our webinar, bro. Hindi lang ako yun.
Christopher Pangan, big thanks, Sir Marvin, Sir Sean. Ace Villa. Sir, any tips about Google SEO? I'm currently starting out integrating my e-commerce business into it. I'm into international market. Okay, that's a very, very good question, and that's highly connected to Shansi's expertise. Pero, Shana, I just want to, baka madaming tao dito na wala masyadong alam sa SEO. Baka you can give the tips in a way na maintindihan ng mga taong katulad ko rin. I don't know much about SEO, no? So, what's the tips that you can give, Ace, but in a way na madadigest din namin lahat?
So, let me just look at what your title tag first is. Okay. So if you're tuned in right here, guys, Stock Tips Philippines is one of the keywords that Marvin has for its site. So if you can open an incognito browser in your Google Chrome, or if you're using Firefox, just open an incognito browser. and then type in Google search stock tips Philippines. Okay? Type nyo yun, stock tips Philippines. You will see that Marvin's site is either on the first or second spot, right? So if you're able to see that, that's SEO, because I am helping Marvin out with his site, and this is something that we researched about in terms of the keyword that he wants. So stock tips Philippines is one of the keywords that we're targeting, and that's because people do search for this online. You might have searched for this. That might be how you got to know Marvin. Could be. And SEO, it is very valuable this way. Why? Because people search. You search, I search every day. And where do our searches go to? It goes to sites that are SEO friendly, that are optimized, that are taken care of by SEO specialists like myself. So SEO basically is the art and science behind manipulating search results. Why is there an art? It's an art because you have to know the keywords, you have to write well, write journalistically, it has to make sense to a lot of people. So there's the art there. The science is in the analytics, it's in the algorithm, it's in the analysis, it's in the experiments that you see over time. Now, to answer the question, tips about Google SEO. As a specialist, you mentioned that you're currently starting out. My best tip for you is there's no magic in it. Don't ever try black hat or gray hat tricks or magic. It will not work. You'll get penalized long term. With SEO, you have to have a lot of discipline. You work on it on a daily basis. You write articles, you tweak the code, you make sure your sitemap is up, you make sure to ping Google whenever you have new stuff on your site, you check your rankings every day. You have to be obsessed with data. Check your Google Analytics and Search Console. What keywords are users searching for? How many of those are going to your site? How many of those are being leaked out to other Google search results? Why is that happening? What is your click through rate? There's so many things you can do. It's a profound discipline, and you have to have discipline of doing it every day, growing yourself every day, reading new stuff. There's so many resources out there. My blog, SEO Hacker, we publish twice a week about Google trends, algorithm changes, fluctuations, and software that you can use to help you out. There's also Moz, Search Engine Journal. There's Conversion Excel for conversion rate optimization, UI UX. There's so much resources out there, a lot of them free, that you can research on and that you can study on a daily basis. If you want to get deep and technical, there's SEO by the Sea by Bill Slawski, and you can look up into the Google patents and the analysis behind that, which I did early on since 2010 all the way. Bill Slawski is a good friend of mine, brilliant guy. So you have to have discipline. That's my best tip for you. It's an everyday discipline. There's no magic into it.
Galing. So thank you. So if you want to know more Ace Villages, contact Sean C. Simpson ko. Hi, Simpson ko off of YouTube. Hi, I'm planning to invest in poultry business as a breeder here in Cebu before the pandemic. Wait or see or go for it. So siguro I'll change it na lang also, Sean, para madami rin maka-benefit dun sa question na yan. May business silang sa start dapat before the pandemic, but because the pandemic happened, do you suggest that they go for it or they wait and see what happens first? So two things. Number one, I don't know kung affected yung poultry business sa pandemic, no, but I guess the demand will slow down. But yun, if they're affected and not affected, what should be their plan? Wait and see or go for it?
Well, Simpson, to be honest, I'm not an expert in the poultry business, but if you have friends and connections, my first move would be to ask them, how's your business now? How's it going? How's it doing? Are you making money now? Do you have more clients now? Or are you losing money? Is the orders not coming in? And you have to also look at what Jollibee is doing, what Mang Inasal is doing, what Magnolia is doing, because they're the ones who are selling the most chicken, the most poultry in our country. And if they slow down, then it means that competition will get tighter. If competition gets tighter, what will happen is it's going to be a vicious cycle. Cutthroat yung magiging pricing nyo, pababa ng pababa, pamura ng pamura yung presyo ng poultry nyo, and it might not be worth it to support yourself and for all the work you're going to be putting into it, as well as your workers. So you have to first learn how the industry is right now. Don't just jump into it. I am not a poultry guy. I have no idea about, raising chickens and selling it, but I know business. And if, it is a business, it is about supply and demand. If the demand has slowed down and has shrunk significantly nationwide, you are going to have to compete with a vicious cycle pricing. And that's going to be difficult for you if you're just starting out.
Galing. Shansi answered it already, but uh, you have to know if the demand is there eh. But siguro you can start small. I don't know if that's possible for the poultry industry, no, but you can take it from there. Tignan nyo kung may demand pa rin, or ganun din, sabi ni Sean, kausapin mo yung iba nagbebenta doon. Or if you're gonna start small, what I'll do, no, kunyari magpo-poultry ako, I'll start with my community. Kunyari may 100 na people dun sa area namin. I'll check, kung magbebenta ako ng itlog or magbebenta ako ng chicken, will you buy it or will you buy from me at this particular price? So at least, kung lahat sila nag-know, di wag na muna, or you might have to find another market where to sell it. Ampol Rapinan, saan po mas low risk, forex or stock market? All of them have their risk. I'll answer it na lang siya, no, kasi investment related. All of them have their risk. Yung difference lang sa forex, no, it's more known for higher volatility. Higher volatility in itself, no, is not, it's not negative, pero if it's not used properly, you can lose a lot of money from it. Forex also has a lot of shorting and a lot of leverage. Pwede rin naman sa stock market, pero more people use leverage and more people short in forex. That if it's not done well, if it's done wrong, you can lose a lot of money from it. So in and of itself, I think stocks and forex, they're both neutral, but because of leverage, because of shorting, and because of volatility, mas may risk yung forex than the stock market. But if you are a chartist, a lot of people like forex because the volume is very, very strong. And if there's one thing that's so important about technical analysis, is if volume is there. So yun. Anna Potts, by the way, for those who just joined us now, we're doing this because Shansi started a webinar. He invited me there also. It's this Friday. He's gonna talk about how you can pivot, innovate, make money while this crisis is also happening. If you want to know more about that, put it in the comment section, either in YouTube or on Facebook. I want Shansi, and then we're gonna send you the details as well. Anna Potts. Okay, name mo Anna Potts. When you decide to start your business, does it need to be in line with your interest or skill, or mas matimbang ba what the market needs or demands?
That's actually a very easy question for me to answer. It's really about the market needs or demands. It doesn't matter if you're really good at chess or the Rubik's Cube. If no one is buying your skill in that, then you cannot make money out of it. You cannot build a business out of it. So what the market needs or demands is top priority for you if you're going to start a business. The only question is, how much profit can you make out of it? Are you going to have first mover advantage? Will you have lion's share? Or are you going to be in the crumbs competing in a vicious cycle? So how big is the demand? How much is the supply already out in the market? Business at the get-go is about supply and demand. If there's no demand, you have no customer. If you have no customer, you have no business. So it's always about the market needs and demands.
Okay, great answer. I'll piggyback on that, no. Pero sa akin iba yung answer ko eh. I'll always go also with what you're skilled at. Kasi kunyari nakita mo may demand for milk tea, wala ka naman alam sa milk tea. Wala kang alam sa retail. Hindi mo alam kung paano magbenta, no. Hindi malulugi din siya. So if you can find a combination of everything na may alam ka, tapos alam mo may demand, dun yung pasok. So, tama din si Sean, kung yung Rubik's Cube yung skill mo, then you have to find another skill that people will benefit from, or you can actually market or sell or add value to people. If your skill does not have value or add value or have a market, it really won't earn for you. But if you have a skill that can that adds value to people or has a market for it, then it will do very, very well also for you. Mark Apilo,
wait, bro, here's the thing. The skill and interest you can develop, but the market demands or needs you have no control of. That's why I say masangat yun.
Totoo. Pero Pero paano kung, ito, you're not, if you can develop it, but you're not really the best at it, di kakainin ka rin. Parang, magaling ka mag-cupcake, pero may 100 na mas magaling sa'yo. So parang, it's not really, parang yun yung pinaka-best mo. So, you'll just be a mediocre cupcake person.
It's like your story. Eh. You
Maganda
started
ka,
out
debate, okay.
you started out as an investor. You were not that good yet, di ba? You're you were not you're just trying it out. You're starting it out. But over time, because you kept developing it and developing it and developing it, you're now one of the richest and one of the best investors in the country. Maybe even in other parts of the world. So
Kinakausap mo sarili mo, siya na, sobrang okay. Okay, sumunod. Teka,
you have
nalalayo na tayo sa topic. Nalalayo na tayo sa topic. So, tama naman yun that the skill can be, tama naman yun that the skill can be, I guess, learned also. So, Sean, may sasabihin lang ako doon, pwede mong gawin, try mo na lahat ng pwede mong try para makita mo kung saan ka mas magaling. So, either cake, cupcake, magluluto ka ng kare-kare, para at least, kunyari, wala na order sa'yo ng kare-kare, may nag-order ulit ng cupcake sa'yo, pwede mo na isipin, baka may future to. Parang ganoon. I don't know. Anyways.
Well, if you have the time and you're willing to put in the effort, you can try a lot of things. And then the thing that you're able to make money out of, kahit maliit, pero you're super interested in, might be worth pursuing.
Galing. That's why si Sean is one of the richest. Anyways, Mark Angelo Villamor. Ito maganda to, Miss Universe question. Sir Shansi, what's your greatest motivation in doing business? What's your motto? And what's your reason in working hard every day? Yan.
Oo nga. Ano siya? Miss Universe question. Motto, if you're able to read my book, CEO at 22, the chapter 1 is for free. You can download it from my site. I mentioned in chapter 1 that nothing in life worth doing is easy. That's my motto. So everyone who has heard me speak about that topic, CEO at 22, that's what I always say. Nothing in life worth doing is easy. You have to do hard things. That's also what I tell my kids pretty much on a daily basis, and they're just 5 years old and 3 years old. Now, what's my greatest motivation in doing business? Well, I have a lot, but how I started business is a series of divine interventions. Eh. I did not start this business thinking na gusto ko mag-business. Gusto ko itong business na to yung gagawin ko, digital marketing. And gusto ko ito yung brand name namin, SEO Hacker. No, it's a series of divine appointments. If I wasn't a Christian, I would say it's all accidents. No, everything is an accident. But I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in luck. I believe that things are caused to happen for a reason by God. No? And so, when I say it's a series of divine appointments, is because I stumbled upon it in a way that God was leading me towards it. I failed a lot in college. No one would hire me. I failed 28 units. So I was fortunate to be hired in Hewlett Packard. I worked there for 5 months. And after that, I had to quit because SEO Hacker was growing. I did turn over well. I did leave the company well. It's a fantastic company, by the way. But SEO Hacker was growing and I had an opportunity there. But how SEO Hacker started was also a series, it's I stumbled upon it. I was writing in a blog called God in You about my faith. And I just asked Google, how do I increase my readers? How do I increase my traffic? Because during that time, walang nagbabasa nung sinusulat ko. So, I stumbled upon SEO. Sabi ni Google, you have to do SEO. You have to research on it. I studied it, applied it in my site, and it worked. And suddenly, there's someone looking for SEO. And so there was a demand, and I knew how to do it. I had no portfolio, no brand name, no DTI papers. In short, freelancer ako noon. And I presented with my super sucky presentation skills kasi introvert ako, hindi naman talaga ako magaling mag-present eh. And they signed the contract with me. I did not intend for this business to be. So my greatest motivation in doing business is knowing that this business is something that God wants me to do. Okay? He led me here. He created this business for me. I have to take care of it. I have to be a good steward of it. And that's also the reason I work hard every day. If you want to know, okay, Sean, outside of your faith and spirituality, what's your reason of working hard every day? It's for my people. My people trusted me to take care of them. There's 50 of them. They work with me, alongside me. I cannot break that trust. I have to make sure I provide for them. I have to make sure they have food on the table and we're able to pay them. So that's one of the biggest reasons. Also for my family, I work hard for them, but my wife is also very capable. So I don't really need to work hard for her because she's a very capable woman, more capable than me actually. So it's a combination of things, but those are just some I want to throw your way.
Galing. There's a very inspiring. No? So you'll hear more of that on Friday also during the webinar. DJ Sinuki, is it safe to invest in startups and crowdsourcing businesses in these times of uncertainty? We already answered some crowdsourcing questions at the start of the video. No? So DJ Sinuki, what you can do when this gets uploaded, you can just rewatch the replay. I think it was at the 14-minute mark at 36 seconds. So pwede mo balikan doon.
Galing ah.
Uh,
Accurate.
Mark Bagobe, Sir Sean, how does SEO help companies? Is it for both online and brick and mortar stores?
Yeah. Okay. But to rewind to the previous question lang, kasi sabi niya startup eh. Startup,
Okay.
I
Okay.
would not shop for startups during this time. Why? Here's the reason why. Number one, a lot of startups that may do well in this lockdown, we don't know if they can transition to a post-lockdown economy. Kasi, for example, you have the online groceries that are starting up right now, and there's a lot of them. Ang daming online groceries na nagsa-start out ngayon. We don't know if they're still going to be able to do well after the lockdown because they're practically gonna compete with Grab someday. And Grab is huge. They have so much money to burn. They can lower their prices to zero and still survive for years compared to the other online grocery providers that are starting up now. So you don't know if they can port it to graduate this lockdown. That's why I wouldn't invest in those startups personally. Now, the other startups that are not doing so well during this lockdown, you already have your answer. They're not doing so well in this lockdown, and it's going to be maybe 12 to 18 months of that. So they have a good chance of not surviving. So your odds of having a return on your investment is not very high. So it might not be smart in investing in startups right now.
Okay, galing. Let's go back to the question ni Mark Bagog. How does SEO help companies? Is it only for online companies and also for brick and mortar companies?
All right, so it is not just for online companies. Actually, a lot of the offline companies are our clients. So they didn't have a website before. We built the site, we designed it, we optimized it for searchability. Some companies are that I handle are big and you know them. Some of them are household names. And they do SEO and they use SEO to generate traffic online. Why? Because I'll give you an example. When you're on Facebook, usually what is your goal? Usually when you and I are in Facebook, wala naman talaga tayong goal eh. Wala naman tayong gustong i-accomplish. Nasa Facebook tayo. Why? Because we have time to kill. May oras tayo na pwede lang nating sayangin. We want to relax. We want to have dopamine in our brains. We want to feel good. We want to check out what's happening with our friends and the country. That's why we're on Facebook. We have no real intention. We have no real goal. Now, compare that to your mindset when you're searching in Google. Pag nasa Google ka, may hinahanap ka yung bagay na yun gusto mo malaman. Whatever that could be, it could be a product, a service, pricing, it could be trivia, it could be chismis, whatever that is, it could be the height of Barack Obama, I don't know, right? But you're searching for something specific. And now if that something specific is a product or a service that one of my clients provide, guess what? You're going to be going to their site, and guess who you're going to buy from? It's one of my clients because they're ranking well with that keyword. So that's how powerful SEO is. It really generates a lot of revenue for my clients, especially during this time.
Got it. Galing. So basically, SEO is not just for online companies, it's also for brick and mortar store. May comment dito, taga BF siya, Sharon Daswani. She sees SEO Hacker every day pala, and glad she joined the stream and knows what it is right now.
Awesome.
Okay, another Miss Universe question for you, Sean. Casimir Pampo, hi Sir Sean, what's the most challenging part of sustaining a business and how do you respond to it?
Challenging part of sustaining a business. It depends on what level of business you're in already. Are you startup? Are you scaling up? Or are you enterprise? So, depende yan. Let's assume startup. Kasi maraming tao mas interested sa startup. Maraming tao startup ngayon. So, I think the most challenging part of a startup is to know where you're going to get cash flow. So, it's an everyday survival thing when you're starting up. Hindi ka pa concerned about your legal contracts, hindi ka pa concerned about your employee contracts. Some startup, walang employee benefits pa nga, nakikiusap pa sa employees nila. Ako, I started out, nakiusap talaga ako sa lahat ng employees ko before na okay lang ba wala muna tayong employee benefits kasi hindi pa kaya. And, it's a humbling thing for me to do, but I had to do it because we want SEO Hacker to grow. And like these are challenge that is a challenging time to make sure that it survives, it's able to make money, we're able to make ends meet. As a startup, yun ang pinaka concern. Now if you're a scale up, meaning lumalaki ka na, nasa 30, 40, 50 people na yung team mo, the challenge is paying your organizational debt. So lahat ng hindi mo inayos ng startup, pinabayaan mo kasi concerned ka about your cash flow. That is your hiring process, that's your company culture, your employee handbook, that's your legal contracts, that's your accounting, your bookkeeping, your taxation. Lahat yan aayusin mo. So super challenging nun when you're scaling up kasi habang lumalaki ka, inayos mo na nga yun, nag-aalala ka pa rin sa cash flow mo. Pero mas stable na yung cash flow mo pag scale up ka. Mas stable na siya, but hindi ka pwede magpabaya doon. So, kanya-kanyang challenges yan kung anong stage ka na ng business And how you respond to it is you really have to crank up your discipline. You have to work hard. You have to make sure that you bring home the bacon. You go out there, you kill something, you bring it home for all of your people to eat. That's how you do it. And of course, you pray hard. Everything in this world that we live in is made by God. Every transaction is allowed by God. You pray hard so that God blesses you with good deals.
Amazing. Cox Espino, I want Sean C. So he's joining the webinar. We'll figure out how we can send you the link for it also. But
By the way, my surname is SI. Yun lang. Pero okay lang yan. Alam kong muntikan na akong yumaman kung SY yung apelido ko, pero okay lang.
Okay. Acosta Paulo, follow-up question regarding Bitcoin. If, for example, I invested 100,000 then it gained 10,000 a few days later, is it a smart move to withdraw your gains and save them and retain the initial investment until you reach another 100,000, all from the gains, para it's safe to play with the initial investment kasi nabawi mo na yung 1K? Ako, I've been saying, this applies not just for Bitcoin, this applies not just for Forex, this applies for everything. Do not sell until your sell targets have been hit. Do not sell until your sell rules are hit. I don't sell based on percentage. I always sell based on my parameters. I always sell based on my rules. And if you're asking me if you will remove it, I don't know Ako, I won't remove it because I will only put an amount of money that tanggap ko mawawala siya. And if natatakot ka tanggalin kasi baka you want to remove it kasi natatakot ka baka mawala siya, maybe that money should have not been placed there in the first place. So it always goes back to the root. You only put an amount of money that you can tolerate. So for me, it's always about volume. I'd rather have something that's 200,000 than 100,000 because 10% of 200,000 will give me 20,000. 10% of 100,000 will only give me 10,000. So the name of the game is you need to have volume. So the assumption there is in-invest mo siya kasi investable funds siya. The assumption na nag-Bitcoin ka is because you know the risk attached to Bitcoin. The assumption that naglagay ka sa cryptocurrencies because you know that meron talaga siyang volatility doon. So why remove it? You always sell when your plan to sell has been hit. Do not sell just because medyo nakakatakot, medyo umakyat na ng konti kasi what's stopping it from going up 20%, 30%, 40%, etc. So my suggestion, aside from putting a percentage, put some rules. Ano, do you sell kasi tumama na siya sa resistance? Do you sell kasi nag-reverse na siya? Do you sell because may ganitong nangyaring event sa cryptocurrency space? So that's my answer. That's my answer to that. No. So that's for you, Acosta Paulo. Gina Cabron. Wow, thank you both sirs for this very enlightening and very, very helpful webinar. This is not yet even the webinar. This is just a Facebook Live. The webinar will be on Friday. Shansi has sent the details already. It's in the comment section. Meron pa si GK Boy, sabi niya, I want Shansi. So yeah, hope to see you this Friday. We'll send you the link. Ace Villa.
I want you also in that webinar. See you on Friday.
Ace Villa, thank you for answering, Sir Sean and Sir Marvin. By the way, it's 6:33 p.m. We'll try to answer all of your questions, no? But I'm already saying this sa mga nanonood sa YouTube. Kung wala akong vlog na malabas today, or late yung vlog, it's because of this, no? Anyways, Rian Rodriguez. Sir Sean, any advice po paano maging effective on online selling? I am on buy and sell business pero mahina ako online. Facebook shut down my marketplace, may effect po ba yun? Or any other ways to set up online? Baka po matulungan niyo po ako. Salamat. So while Sean is answering that, I just have to stand up. Pero Sean, answer it na lang. Go.
Yeah. Ryan, well, you can do it so many ways. I know that there are some people who just started their Shopify site. You know, Shopify is free. You just have to upload really good pictures in it, put your pricing model, and you can actually start selling by sharing that link. Obviously, you're in Facebook right now because you made this comment via Facebook. If FB shut down your marketplace, that may have an impact. I'm not sure about their algorithm there, but I know that Facebook usually checks your rank. There is a ranking system that Facebook uses for newsfeed. So kung marami kang post tas na-flag ka as spam ng system nila, baka mahirapan ka na mag-appear kahit na yung post mo hindi spam next time. Alam ko may ganun talaga si Facebook. So you have to be careful in sharing only valuable posts that people will really chime into. Meaning, you know, may interaction sila, may engagement. Talagang kinakausap ka nila doon, nagko-comment, nagla-like, nag-share sila. It could be a joke that you post on your newsfeed. It could be, you know, basta huwag ka lang benta ng products na may link lagi. Kasi si Facebook medyo wary siya eh. Pag may link, pansinin mo pag may link yung post mo, hindi siya masyado nakikita ng ibang tao. Kahit na sa circle of friends mo siya, hindi siya masyado makakuha ng engagement. Kasi that link takes people out of Facebook. Facebook wants to keep you inside so that they make more money out of you. Kasi when you're inside Facebook, you give them more data. That data they use to sell you more stuff by advertising. So there is no incentive for them for people to click out of Facebook. That's why whenever you share a link in Facebook, they kind of penalize you. So you have to be wary of that. Wag share ng link, external link, no? And you can just start with the Shopify site. It's free. You put in your items there. You make sure the photos are great. Diba? Si Lazada, pansinin mo, yun lang naman yung ginagawa nila eh. Maganda talaga yung picture. Minsan pagdating sa'yo, hindi ganun kaganda yung item, pero ang ganda ng picture. So, you make sure that the picture is great kasi that's how you can sell online and succeed in selling online talaga. And you keep on sharing the link. You keep on sharing photos of the link on Facebook. And you shared the link of your Spotify on Facebook sparingly, but you know, maybe one strategy you can use is to just kagaya nito, like you're putting in a comment, I want Chansey, instead of us sharing a link to all of you all the time. So maybe you can post a photo kasi photos get really good coverage on Facebook. You can post photos of your products and then ask people to comment there, and then you'll DM them the link na lang. At least you'll get more exposure that way. So those are just some tips that I think could help you out.
I have a question, Sean. No? Ilan beses ka pwede mag-post sa Facebook na hindi ka nila pe-penalize na may link ka?
I have no idea. Kasi I'm not, like, I haven't seen how the algorithm works. They haven't put their patents out publicly. We could have some reverse patent engineering if they do post their patents publicly. But so far, I haven't yet. And also, they change their algorithm often eh. Mas mahirap yung algorithm ni Facebook kaysa kay Google eh. Kasi kay Google, may rules na alam mong nandyan, nakaset yun. Kay Facebook, iba eh. Hindi niya minimeasure yung keyword, hindi niya minimeasure yung density, hindi niya minimeasure yung frequency, proximity. Ang minimeasure niya, yung social velocity between people, tsaka interaction mo between photos, between pages. Ang hirap i-measure nun. So, iba yung algorithm niya.
Hmm, got it. So, just a rule of thumb lang. That's why it's so interesting. Facebook and YouTube is so different. Ako wala talaga ako alam sa Facebook. I know YouTube more, and I really love YouTube. So, Simpson ko from YouTube. Sabi niya, thank you, Sir Marvin, Sir Sean. You have
You're
Pax,
welcome.
Lucis. I want Sean C. So, sana pala no, we had someone who can send the link while we were doing this. Pero
I
anyway,
want you as well. See you on Friday.
okay. So, yeah, we'll send the link for Sean C's webinar. Leo Di Masala, what comes first, if that's so? I don't know
What comes first? Yung I think this is about the skill versus the
Ah,
the market demand.
okay.
Well, for me, the market demand should come first. That's the smart way of doing it. Kasi pag you have the skill pero walang market demand, you're gonna waste time.
Okay, great. Then you have Gina Buensada. I want Shansi also, so we'll try to send the link after. Then Paul, si Den, no, very, very active yan sa YouTube chat, in both my channels sa YouTube. So, by the way, for those who are from Facebook, parang awa nyo na, tawid din kayo sa YouTube. Please subscribe. Guys, pagbigyan nyo na ako. Pagbigyan nyo na ako. Anyways, Rowena, Paulina, thanks Marvin and Sean.
You're welcome.
Casimir Pampo, startup. We have Brad Pinkpoy, sabi niya, very interesting topic.
Si Brad Pinkpoy.
Ito,
pinakamayaman na director sa ABS-CBN.
Saranda Swani, how do you deal with a dishonest manager under you but she's your only option available? Parang, very specific na talaga. Okay. So how do you handle, so para to help other people also, what if may nahuli ka, dishonest, tas hindi lang siya manager, iba-ibang position, regardless of position, manager, supervisor, vice president, rank and file, what do you do? What should you do?
Ganito lang yan, no, Sharan. Here's my question for you. If you're going to ask that manager to take care of your baby for 15 days, would you let her in your house? If you're not gonna let her because she's dishonest, she might do stuff to your baby that she would tell you she didn't do, then why are you keeping her? Right? So also another question that I ask myself if I am in a position where I am thinking twice about keeping a person is, if I had the chance to hire this person again, hey, if I had the chance to hire this person again, would I do it? If your answer is no, then why are you keeping her? Just get rid of her immediately. Why? Because she's gonna do more damage than you think. If she's dishonest, that means she can gossip about you, she can slander you to your other employees, and that's going to split the team, create disunity, and you're gonna end up with mass resignation or mutiny. That happened to me 3 times. That's why I know it. So my tip for you is to get rid of her immediately. You might have to carry on the load temporarily, but you're gonna carry it anyway if she leaves and she takes more than half your team with her. So the smarter choice is to get rid of her, carry the load yourself, or finally write a process document so that that position will always be replaceable. You have to make sure that no one in your team is indispensable, even yourself. So I made myself indispensable. If I die tomorrow, I'm sure SEO Hacker would continue on because of my execom and my leadcom. They know how I think. They know how I make decisions. Same with you. That should be the case, especially if you're already scaling up your company right now.
Sana kasama ako sa beneficiaries mo, no? May matatanggap ako kung may nangyari sa'yo. Anyways, there's a question from Mary Grace Vinrao. What time will be the online course that you have this Friday?
Okay, Miss Mary Grace, thank you for tuning in. We are going to be live 2 p.m. to around 4:30 p.m. maybe, depending on the questions that are going to be answered there. But the good news is the replay is going to be available perpetually. Now, it's also going to be paid, but if you paid for the webinar for this Friday, you are going to get it on demand, meaning you can play it again and again, anytime, every time. And you can ask your questions ahead of time para kahit wala ka dun sa live, matatanong mo pa rin yung question mo at sasagutin pa rin namin siya doon sa webinar. Para sa replay, makikita mo, sinagot pa rin namin yung tanong mo. We'll also make the slides available for you for download. So you get the PDF slides. You can take that home. And you are going to be able to join our secret community where we are going to be talking one-on-one. You can ask questions there and we'll be mentoring you with some of your other concerns.
Kala ba secret? Hindi na siya secret. Anyways.
Secret siya kasi hindi sila makaka-join. Kailangan may link talaga sila from us.
Okay. DJC Nukwi. Lucrative po ba ang business na flipping ng sites? E.g. Flip. I don't know what that is, pero baka alam mo siya.
I'm not an expert with that. I know Flippa. They consulted with me before in terms of their SEO. I think they're doing really well in terms of them as the platform where you flip sites, but I haven't tried flipping sites because when I do SEO, I do it for long term. I really use ethical practices. A lot of the sites that are flipped are websites that had their domain expired, tapos may bumili lang bigla nung domain name na yun. Tapos ni-rebuild yung site from scratch. So, alam ko yun talaga. They sell for a lot. Pero, ang downside nun, minsan yung business owner, hindi lang alam na nag-expire na yung domain niya. Kawawa naman, di ba? Binili mo yung domain niya, yung site niya, tapos binenta mo. Tapos, parang nanakawan siya. Kaya, I did not go into that business. But if you're asking me lang if it's lucrative, I think it's lucrative. Yeah. But if you're asking me if I'm gonna go into it, probably not. Good luck, though, if you want to go into that.
Sabi ni Brad Pinkpoy, two of the most powerful entrepreneur, author, speaker, and content creator once being grabe. Si Jake Alcayaga, I want Shansi, so link, it's in the comments if you want to join, but it's also, we'll figure out how we can send it. Ganun din si Joy Pineda. Mukhang madami mag-join sa seminar, webinar this Friday siya na.
Sana talaga.
Yeah, sabi niya. Then you have Ryan Rodriguez, thanks sir, God bless you po. Then Polan from YouTube, thank you Sir Marvin, Sir Sean, learning a lot from both of you.
You're welcome.
Rian Rodriguez, di ko makita live nyo sa YouTube. Rian, it's in my second channel. So the live in YouTube is in my second channel, Marvin Germo Podcast. So, meron pa, Almer Castillo, I want Sean C. Sabi ni Christopher Dacome, solid learnings. Ryan Rodriguez, YouTube na po ako, Sir Marvin.
May subscriber ka na. Isa pang subscriber.
Nawawala. Yun. Then another one, Mary Grace Vinrano, I want Sean C. So for those who just tuned in right now, those that are asking, I want Sean C. These are the people who want to join Sean C's webinar where I am his guest also this Friday. Then you have Nikki Villaster. Thank you po, Sir Marvin, Sir Sean. Ninoy, Mary Grace, same thing. I want to join this Friday. Robodin, this is a long question. Rodin Abutazali, good evening, Idol Sir Marvin and Sir Sean. Share ko lang po. May friend kasi ako nag-entrepreneur and she's into real estate business ngayon. Ngayon, she's really in bad debt, especially sa credit card niya. Umabot na ng 3 million yung total debt niya and she has 10 credit cards. Now, her business were badly hit due to COVID and now her cash flow is now really in bad shape. She wants to bounce back financially. What should she do now? Should she sell some parts of her assets just to pay her debt ng ibang businesses? So medyo mahaba. Were you able to read everything? I'll take it down. Okay, so go. What's your comment on that?
First thing that she needs to do is to attack that debt. Okay? When I say attack that debt, it means she has to do everything she can to zero out that debt. The first thing that she should do is call those credit card companies. She should call them and tell them, hey, there's no way I can pay this. But if you cut me a good deal, meaning tanggalin nila lahat ng interest, I'll pay it. That's usually what people do if they're really, neck deep in debt na with their credit card bills. Call those credit card companies, have the humility to do so, and ask them to take out all of the interest para lumiit yung babayaran niya. After that is done, make sure that she sells the business that is really in bad shape right now or shut it down. Don't incur more expenses from that. Don't bleed further from that. And then she has to get a job or start another business that would make money, generate positive cash flow, kahit gaano kaliit yun. I doubt that the credit card companies are the only companies na umutang siya. Baka may inutangan pa siyang friends and family. She also has to pay them. And she has to go to them and, really humble herself and say, I can't pay you back, but I want to and I will try. And here's my plan. Ito yung timeline ko. If some of them will agree and say, okay, not a lot of people naman are bad people na ibeberate ka. But there are some people na magagalit talaga and you have to accept that because it was your responsibility nung umutang ka sa kanila eh. After you generate positive cash flow through a new job or through a new business, then you save off a part of it every month to pay off your debts. That's how you do it. If you can save 50%, great. But I'm not asking you to save 90% tapos nagsa-skyflakes ka na lang umaga, hapon, gabi, no? You also have to make sure that you feed yourself and your family well. And then whatever is left, and you have to be strict about that, na you're not spending on wants, only on needs. Whatever is left, you shave off that debt. Ubusin mo yun. And when you're debt free, just cut the credit card because obviously this was your weakness. No? You spent a lot in the credit card. That is huge stress in your mind, in your body. That's going to, create all sorts of sicknesses as well. It's not healthy. So that's the plan. Okay? First, talk with the credit card companies, talk with all of your debtors, make sure you generate positive cash flow, you save up something each month, and you attack those debts. Ubusin mo yan. That's generally what you should do.
Got it. Galing. I would have just said almost the same thing. Very, very important na kung meron kang bagay na hindi naman talaga kumikita sa bahay. For example, meron kang 40 na rubber shoes, hindi mo naman siya gagamitin kasi hindi ka makakalabas. Benta mo na yung 35 kasi it's rotting at home. Or kunyari, tingnan nyo yung nasa likod ni Shansi, lahat ng mga laruan dyan, kung may laruan kayo na hindi nyo na ginagamit, benta nyo na. Try to find ways on how you can generate more money right now so you can sell it. And sabi nga ni Shansi, it may be difficult, it might be hard, masakit ibenta yung ibang bagay, pero wala, no choice eh. If you don't pay it, that credit card debt will just incur more and more and more, or if it's not incurring anymore kasi you were able to negotiate. Kasi I think banks will be more flexible right now because they know a lot of people are in trouble. But ganun pa rin eh. Iba yung may utang ka kesa may bagay ka na hindi mo naman kailangan, benta mo na lang siya. So there, I placed the link, by the way, here for those who want to join us for Friday. So it's displayed here in the screen. May nag-comment si Israel, no? There's an internal joke in YouTube. We got this from a friend sa Wealth Archie. Tawag nila bagsak. Bagsak is a super sticker where they put a super sticker and then sa Twitch when they give streamers money. So si Israel malakas niya magbagsak ng pera. So hindi siya magbabagsak daw ngayon. Pero he will join the webinar this Friday. Yun. Pangkong Corbes, salamat. Dami po akong natutunan inputs from you and Sir Sean watching from Mandaue City.
Stay safe from Mandaue.
Okay. So siguro we'll end with this. Final words for people who want to financially rebound this at this time, and then invite them to the webinar this Friday.
Final words would be invest in yourself, especially during this time. This pandemic also has good things that it brought to us. Suddenly, we have time for family. Suddenly, we're always complete in the dinner table. Suddenly, you have time for God. You have time for your health. You exercise. Suddenly, you have time for your mind. I hope you're not just sitting on your couch and watching Netflix every day. I hope you're reading books, maybe watching documentaries, and you're investing in your mind. People, you guys are tuned in right now. You're tuned in here. That is a part of investing in your mind. Hindi man kami Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio ni Marvin, but we have some stuff to share because we want you to improve your lifestyle, your livelihood. We want you to be able to be financially successful during this time and all the way entering the new normal. This is something that we want to do because it adds value to you. And I hope that you picked up a lot from it. But investing in your mind, investing in yourself, that's the best thing you can do right now. Again, the webinar is going to do exactly that. and more, because we are not only going to teach you in the webinar new stuff that we never shared before, but we're also going to be letting you download the PDF slides, and we're also going to be your mentors long term, because you're going to be part of a secret group that we arranged. And it's secret kasi nga you're not going to be able to go there unless we invite you. And the questions that you ask there could be a little bit sensitive. Okay lang sa amin, sasagutin pa rin namin kasi closed group siya, hindi siya public, no? And a lot more things are going to be in the webinar. By the way, if you're wondering, may refund ba yun? Yes. Pag wala kayo natutunan, i-refund namin kayo 100% within 30 days. Okay, so yan ang guarantee namin. Pag wala kayong natutunan, I will refund you 100% within 30 days.
Okay, so I hope you guys got a lot from this. So, siguro I'll just to end. No, there's still a lot of people still putting in their comments. Israel learning a lot from YouTube. Then you have Jocelyn Park from New Zealand watching us. Always try to retool yourself. Always try to build your skill. While Shansi was talking, no, ako nga nagka-free time ako pero nagsa-StarCraft ako eh. Tsaka free time ako, documentary pinapanood ko, yung kay Michael Jordan. So nakakaya naman si Shansi is doing a lot to better himself, no. But yeah, always try to build your skill, always try to learn, always try to find ways on how you can be massively better wherever you are in life. No matter if you're earning a lot or you think kulang pa yung earnings nyo, I hope that you keep on pursuing learning. So, I guess that's it. Rowan then, sabi niya, thank you for answering my question, Sir Sean and Idol Marvin. This will really help a lot. And this is Sean C's ebook, seanc.c book. So, I guess that's it. For those who are watching me in YouTube, I'll already make an announcement. Mukhang hindi aabot yung 8 p.m. na video. You know the videos normally come out at 8 p.m. Most likely around 9 p.m. or so for the video, because hindi ko alam na magiging 2 hours tong live stream na to, kasi we wanted also
tagal ng live stream natin.
to answer your questions also. So I guess that's it. See you all on Friday. What we'll do na lang, ganito na lang. For those who are in Facebook, Sean C will send you the link. For those of you in YouTube, ako magsasend ng link sa inyo. So at least you know who to talk to in that regard. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sean C. See you all, to everyone that's joining us. And I hope this video helps you guys trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you. See you 9 p.m. or so for YouTube. Tawid kayo sa YouTube. Tawid kayo. So bye, everyone.
Pag 10 p.m. na, nasa StarCraft 2 na si Marvin.